So today I'll be kind of sharing my experience regarding the twin flame journey and my experience with the twin flame thing, and how demonic it is, and how much bondage you put yourself in. So first of all, I'm gonna start off. So I'm going to start off by just telling my story, and then how it happened, how it started, and then how I got saved, and how important it is to pray for all ties to be cut, because we often like to hold on to these things, and when it's the whole twin flame thing, we always want to, it's all a deception. And it's not to say it's fake, because the experience of it is very real, and I can attest to this, that the twin flame thing is very real, it sucks you in, and it really connects you and the other person, like in a kind of a really deep soul level, to the point where you truly spiritually you merge with the person, and that's why it's so demonic, because you give yourself to the person, and you hold on to it, even if it's toxic or even if it's not meant to be. It really glues you to the person, and that is a soul tie that I think once you come to Christ you have to cut. And it's not, and I know, and I'm delivered from that now, I believe, and I'm so grateful, praise God. But the whole twin flame thing started really when my Kundalini activated. So the Kundalini story is a whole other story, but I'm gonna stick to the twin flame and soulmates. And I learned about the twin flame and soulmates thing about 3 years ago. And I was involved with someone who, it was a soulmate, but there was a lot of control, and then that really broke me, because I really thought I was completely in love, and I had to come to terms with that I was totally making up stuff in my mind, and a lot of stuff spiritually was kind of pushing me to create these things in my mind. And I fell deep, and when I fall deep, I fall deep, and when I go all in, I'm all in. And when it turned out to be a one-sided thing, that was when I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to get involved with anybody. I'm not going to control anything. I'm not going to when it is the one, I know it will come. That was how much trust I had with God, because I was in a new age, and I was under the whole meditation Kundalini thing, and I really thought I was connected with God, and really it wasn't God that I was connected with. And and then I later on thought that first experience was a catalyst, something that opened my heart chakra, someone who helped me open my heart chakra. And then the real twin flame that I meet will be the one who I connect spiritually, my third eye, my crown chakra. And so yes, the catalyst was very I pretty much gave my heart to this person. So that did really hurt me a lot, and activated my Kundalini. That's a whole other story when it comes to Kundalini. So I activated my Kundalini about 2017. 2017, yes. No, 2019. That was activated by, I went raw, and I did yoga and all of that things, and meditation and everything. It just really just activated my Kundalini. And also the huge one thing that I did not realize that I knew it activated my Kundalini was sex magic. Sex magic was a thing that I was doing, but I didn't realize it was a thing that I was practicing. But it is witchcraft, and it is using that cosmic energy to focus on something and manifest, you know, and using the energy and making it shoot up your crown chakra, and it opens up demonic pathways and demonic openings for anything to come in, you know. And so that really activated my Kundalini. And when my Kundalini activated, I became that's a whole other thing. Like, Kundalini is a really intense thing. Like, you know, suddenly I could see and hear everybody's thoughts. And so I was in this like super trance state. Like, I could hear everybody's thoughts. I knew what I had, all these psychic abilities. And that was when the twin flame person came into my life. And so I'm going to try to be as transparent about this and as vulnerable about this as possible, because it's hard for me to share, but I know I have to share anyway, because so many people in the new age are so caught up in this twin flame thing, and it's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, and it really sticks you guys together. It's unhealthy, and it's soul tie, and a lot of it is it's truly demonic. I experienced crazy anxiety because of all these thoughts that I was getting from other people. It felt like everyone was directing their thoughts at me, and because it's real, it's true. Like the veil just like lifted, and we're not meant to experience that, you know. We are human beings, and we're meant to be anchored in this physical reality, and that is how like demons and false angels and all of these like demonic stuff going on in the spiritual realm, they use humans to make things happen into physical form, you know. And that's how we humans become vessels for demonic manifestation. And I hope this makes sense, because I really am trying to use the right words. But so I experienced this whole opening of my crown chakra, and I was listening and hearing everybody's thoughts, and I was having tremendous anxiety, and I feel like nobody around me was really understanding what I was going through. So one time I was in the same room as this person, and it felt like, mind you, this person I never talked to, I never noticed, I never really paid attention to, and we're very different people, and we have never we're not really friends even, because we're both very introverted. We both don't really talk, and when we do talk, we're like kind of whispering also. And he's very he keeps to himself, and so I never really noticed the person. But during this time when I was really going through the attacks, you know, I was going crazy, you know. And this person, it felt like at that time, it was like that person just came into my body, came into my mind. That person was standing beside me, and it felt like our minds just merged, and it felt like he was reading into me and feeling into me and telling me it's okay, and telling me to calm down, and telling me that he knows what I'm going through. And that was the message that I got. And if you ever channel, or if you ever had any psychic abilities, or if you're in new age and you have had the Kundalini experience and the twin flame experience, you will understand, like, this is very real. Like, the merging of minds and like the merging of soul, like, that felt so intense, and I cried every time we would be in the same room. I would want to cry. I would cry because it would be a very intense pull and a very intense merging that feels like it feels super a lot. It's a lot. So that is something that I could never dismiss. I mean, I've never had this experience before. I could always read people's minds, but it was like suddenly this person can read into my mind, and it was something that caught my attention. You know, it's like, whoa. So is, you know, that day, that exact day that I prayed to, I didn't pray, I prayed to the universe, you know, the source or whatever. I was like, this is too much, and I want to connect with my soul tribe, my soul group, and I brought a book. I set the intention. I was like, I want this book to bring me my people, my person, and not really romantically or anything. I just wanted to find people who I can relate with, because when you're in the Kundalini, automatically you feel very like an outsider. You feel very disconnected from reality, disconnected from everyone around you, the people around you, society and everything. You automatically really feel like you are not in this reality. You feel like you're kind of floating around, like spiritually. You're like, you know, if you had that experience and you understand what that experience happened that day. And the person, he wanted my book, and he asked about it, and it was like, he asked and talked to me. We never talk, we never acknowledge each other, and that was like, that scared me. That was like, whoa, this is definitely something that caught my attention, and I knew he was the one. Like, I knew he was the one. Like, I was so sure of it, and I knew that I thought that this was God. Everything was God, and this godly experience is so, you know, it was very real. I'm not discrediting it. It's very intense. It's like a merging of souls and everything, and it's a lot. So all these forces that made me feel like we merged souls, and he read my mind, and maybe he did. He probably read my mind, honestly. And we probably really did merge. And I truly believe all this is caused by demonic entities that are trying to stir up things between people so that we cling to each other energetically and we never let go. And this is a thing that's a cycle, and it's toxic. And anyway, the other experiences that I had toxic. And anyway, the other experiences that I had with this twin flame was dreams all the time. We would dream and we would talk and connect with each other in dreams, and I would have dreams that we got married. I would have dreams that we ran away together, and I had dreams that he came and talked to me, and the next day he would come and talk to me, like the exact same thing, and he would have the exact same expressions in my dreams. And so these things are not fake. These are very real. And one thing to note is that in dreams, like demonic angels, false angels, and spirits, demons, they can pretend to be somebody, you know, and give you the feeling of familiarity, feeling of safetiness, feeling of blissfulness, and of love, of false love, you know, of connection. Demons can all fake that. I have to be honest, and I'm gonna say it straight, because there's a possibility that he would not have acted the way he did if he didn't like experience similar things. But anyway, so that was what really it was very weird, because we would be so connected spiritually. We could honestly telepathically speak to each other and let's hear each other's thoughts and feel, we could telepathically talk to each other. We could hear each other's thoughts. We know exactly what we're going through. Like, I know exactly what he's going through. I know he knows exactly what I'm going through, because he has reached out before, and it's insane. And I could feel his feelings. Like, there was once, like, I would feel sick. I felt so sick, and I felt so energetically drained, and I was fine. I was actually, there's nothing wrong with me or anything. But then the next day I found out that he was sick. He had a sore throat, and he had a fever, so he had a cold. So then, and it happened exactly when I started feeling bad. So those are the things that would happen between us. And but anyway, so those were the things that would happen, like, you know. But in real life, like, we could not, like, kind of talk to each other properly without being nervous, or without having anxiety, or without breaking down, sort of. We just could not talk to each other like that in real life, you know. The connection was very much just in the spiritual realm, and it was very weird. It's like, no matter what, we just could not, like, talk to each other properly, or even, you know. Moving forward to when I got saved, renounced all witchcraft, all new age practices, all divination, all idolatry, and all my everything. I really gave up everything, because I was at a point, you know, in Kundalini, you really, anyway, that's another story. But I gave up everything, and it came to this person. It was like, it's going to break me. I was like, I cannot, like, I really truly thought that we were married spiritually, you know. I really truly thought we were married spiritually. And then later I found out that there's a thing called spirit spouse, which is a spouse who's married to you, and who ties you with a person, and it links you to like soul ties, basically. I don't really know how to explain that, but so yes, when I got saved, I knew I had to denounce everything. I had to denounce the twin flame thing too, because twin flame is a new age thing. I wanted to denounce everything, because I knew I denounced yoga. I stopped yoga and everything. It's all demonic. It's all deception. And I was very conflicted when it came to the twin flame thing, because first of all, the experiences were very real, and I really thought we were like married or something. I was like, God, I need you to tell me if this is the one, if this is the person, if that relationship was from you, because I truly believe that it was, you know. And one thing that I did was I asked God to tell me if this was the person or not. I didn't tell God to save this person for me. I didn't tell God to make this relationship work. I asked him if this was the right person. I asked him to tell me loud and clear, and I want the answer to be from him, from you, God, and nothing else. I don't want any false feelings, false information from any demon, any spirit that is not of God, any spirit that is from Satan. I don't want answers from any of those. I want you to let me know so clear that it is from you and nothing else, Lord. And that is what I prayed. 2 weeks later, something miraculous, I got my answers. I got my answer, and the person was walking past me, and he was chatting about his girlfriend. Really, that was my answer. And I thought this would break me, you know. I thought this type of answer would truly destroy me, because I had given this myself, like, spiritually to this person, sort of, kind of thing, you know. I have given myself spiritually to this person, and I thought it would really destroy me. But I really prayed. I prayed so hard, y'all. I prayed that, God, if it's not the one, Lord, I want you to protect my heart, make me get through this, like, help me get through this, and help me let go. Help me completely let go. I don't want anything to do with it, but help me not hurt about it if it's no. And I want it loud and clear, and I want it to be clear. I want the answers from you. So turns out he's taken. And, you know, feelings that came up, it was like, ugh, disgust. Like, how could I fall so hard for someone who was taken? And like, how could this person do all these things with me and like merge with me in such a way, or you know what I mean? And it probably wasn't even him that did all those stuff, you know. There's a lot of things going on spiritually that was trying to really bring us into this bondage, into this merged thing that is not meant to happen. He is taken, and he is a taken man when it's not meant to happen. That's adultery. That is how Satan is trying to promote, you know, these type of things, like adultery. And even if the person is married, you're like, oh, but he's my twin flame. Like, that is what Satan wants. And the connection is real, but it's not really real. You know what I mean? It's a lot of it is influenced and perpetuated in the spiritual realm by Satan and his demons, and this is the truth. Truly, I thought that he was the other half of my soul. I truly thought that. Everything that happened, I'm willing to truly let go all of it, because God has shown me that this person is taken, and has shown me how demonic this whole twin flame thing is, because there's so many people out there getting involved in their twin flame who are married or who are taken already, and their excuse is, well, it's my twin flame, a really deep thing and nobody understands. And I'm asking you to not trust it, to not fall for it. Like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And no, the twin flame thing does not exist. I truly believe it doesn't, because the Bible doesn't say anything about it. So I will not. It's all God. Like, you have to trust God, you know. You can't control. You have to trust God in this. And you have to be willing to let go and trust God to provide you someone better, and someone who is right, someone who is. Anyway, the main message that I really wanted to say was just that it's demonic. Okay, first. Second of all, it really brings you into this thing where you focus, you're in a loop, you know, running. It's a never-ending loop. I prayed for answers. I did not try to hold on to it myself. I prayed for answers and I got my answers. And I think those who just came out of New Age or anything, who had the twin flame experience, I think you should ask for God to give you answers too. I knew that if I'm not willing to let everything go, I will not be fully delivered. And if I tie, you have to cut it all. Cut every soul tie you have in your life. It's so important. And I believe when you cut these soul ties, you cut off every spirit that came along with it, you know? The spirit of the spirit spouse, Kundalini spirit, the twin flame spirit. It's something that keeps you in bondage and in a loop, in a forever loop. It will never end. So God will answer, but you have to pray for answers, and you have to be patient. You have to be patient. You have to trust God to answer, and that's all I really have to say about this, really.